Very recently, I did watch the Srijit Mukherjee directed film Hemlock Society, which was released in 2012. While watching it, I realized that this movie was way ahead of its time. Not from the conceptual thing, but from the executional aspect. A man who camouflages himself as a navigator to those who want to get rid of their mundane lives, and through this process, he actually destines them to the actual meaning of life. I was truly awed by the narration of this film. Those who don't know who Srijit Mukherjee is, I would say just Google his filmography and watch his works. Lately, he was actually struggling with his works because, in Bengal, Srijit Mukherjee's films are a very big thing. People do crave such unique ideas, intellectual point of views, current relevance, outstanding songs, shocking elements, and rough treatment. What his recent films were lacking actually. But he proved himself to his fans with his last venture, Shotti Boleo Shotti Kichu Nei, which is the adaptation of the 1957 American film 12 Angry Men or the 1989 Bollywood film Ek Ruka Hua Faisla. In Hemlock Society, the main lead, Anando, played by Parambrata Chatterjee, suffers from his lymphocytopenia and is presumed to be dead at the end of it. The surprise outbreaks when the announcement of this KILLBILL society, where Parambrata played an assassin who kills the people who don't have the guts to commit suicide, named Mrityunjay Kaur. There were so many questions around the existence of this film, like it's the cash grabbing material, but the trailer of it makes the arrangements for us. I'll break down the good, the bad, and the verdict in this video so you can make an informed decision about whether this movie is a must-see on the big screens or not. Stay till the end. Purna, an emerging actress played by Koushani Mukherjee, whose private videos got leaked somehow, and her personal life crisis made her hire an assassin who will help her to kill herself. And supposedly, the assassin was none other than Mrityunjay Kaur or our Anando Kaur from Hemlock Society, played by Parambrata Chatterjee. How this whole plan is going to be executed in the end forms the basic storyline of Srijit Mukherjee's directed Kill Bill Society finally hits into the big screens. Before getting into my point of view on this, you should know that this story is inspired by the Angelina Jolie suicide attempt incident. You can Google it to know more about it if you want. The album of this movie is the gold mine. The whole playlist is just on loop on my playlist. Especially Shat Janmer Porichoy by Durnibar Saha is a lyrical beauty. The Hemlock Society's album is still relevant among the people, and to match the same energy, we can't have a more perfect listening experience than this. The whole base of Hemlock Society was basically on three things. First was the songs, second was the core idea, and third was Anando Kaur's humorous lines. Where, in the most dramatic, serious situations, this man can trick you into smile with his words. And here, Mrityunjay Kaur also didn't fail to create that same spell. The situational comedy is worked here hilariously. You always have a smile on your face while watching this movie. The dialogues have the gravity to pull it to the core emotions. On the one hand, some of it was hard-hitting. On the other hand, some of it was comical. The balance that Srijit did throughout the narrative is definitely praiseworthy. The cinematography by Indranath Marik was tremendously soothing, especially where the standby frames showed how beautifully those were crafted with the color palette. The ensemble cast of this movie is reckoning. Parambrata as Mrityunjay Kaur pulled the same energy in this character as he did 13 years ago as Anando Kaur. The character is much more layered in this film. I don't want to spoil by telling you about him more. Once you see him, you will know how gracefully he performed. Someone who actually surprised me was Koushani's character. As an actor, she is continuously growing, which is truly appreciable. And how she performed throughout this movie definitely made me her fan. Her character establishment and again the layers it has was like a fine wine. The chemistry between these two was hilarious yet charming. Both were the same at the scale while performing, and in the climax portion, how Koushani overshadowed Parambrata's character, man, absolute beauty that was. Bishwanath Bosu's character was a bit less, but his screen presence as a breather truly works in a brilliant way. This is such an outstanding watch for me, although I feel the climax was a bit long, which can easily be chopped, but the overall product was so satisfying that the complaint can be overlooked. This movie has my heart, and to the people who were complaining that the makers are ruining a good film by producing its sequel, I would say just go and watch it on a neutral ground. You won't regret it. What are your thoughts on this if you have watched this? Let me know in the comments below. You can follow me on Instagram for the more movie recommendations and discussions. The handle is right in front of you, called PointoView 9. Thank you so much for watching. See you at the point of view.